For large-scale operations, this can easily total in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. New lighting, HVAC, dehumidifiers, heat curtains, controllers not only can cost a fortune, but are expensive to operate. This is just the unfortunate reality of running a grow facility, but not anymore. If you've heard of a company called Green Rebates, then you already know what I'm talking about. Green Rebates changed the entire indoor cultivation industry seemingly overnight. They are the leading rebate and incentive management company in the US, and their sole purpose is to get you paid for the purchase of new grow equipment. Not a loan, real cash paid to growers. To date, Green Rebates has put more than $75 million back in the pockets of growers all across the nation. It doesn't matter if you've just purchased new equipment, are planning an expansion, opening a new facility, or maybe even just waiting for the economy to turn around before making any purchasing decisions. If you're a grower, you need to call the team at Green Rebates. They run an in-depth review of your facility to find all applicable equipment and energy rebates, and can connect you with every leading product manufacturer to find the right fit for your needs. Then they show up with a check. It won't cost you anything to find out how much money is being left on the table. Money that you can use to grow your business. Call Green Rebates, tell them you heard about them on the Cannabis and Tech Today podcast, and get ready to get paid.
This is another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks presented by Green Rebates here at MJ BizCon, and I'm sitting here with Chanda Macias from Women Grow.
Yes.
I'm so glad to see you. I have followed your work for a long time. It's really nice to meet you.
It's nice meeting you, and thank you for that. The work is never about me, it's about us.
So tell everyone about Women Grow and what you do.
Oh yes, I am the CEO of Women Grow. We're the largest network of women in the cannabis and hemp industry, and we are so excited to announce the Women Grow Leadership Summit February 17th and 18th at National Harbor, Maryland, which is right outside of DC. And our keynote speaker will be Brittney Griner, the 3-time gold Olympian and WNBA champion.
Unbelievable. I feel like there should have been a drum roll for that. It's big news because, of course, everything that she's been through so publicly, and then she was very private for a long time afterwards. I've seen her on social media just sort of with her family, with her wife and her baby, and so for her to come on board with Women Grow to lend her celebrity and experience and her voice to your cause and what you do is just really cool.
To our cause.
Yeah.
And I think that is what the bigger issue is like. What do you do when you're faced with adversity? And how do you make a change? And do it so silently but so powerfully. And I think that when we all go through our trauma, we need a moment to regroup. But damn if she didn't come out to support us. And I'm just grateful that we, as women in the cannabis industry, she's willing to support us, and that's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful. And you have, when did you start in cannabis? When did this all begin for you?
Probably like 2012.
Wow. What was your entry point and your origin story with getting into the space?
It really started in graduate school at Howard University. I was studying cancer, and I asked my advisor, can you just let me study cannabis? And he was like, if you want to go to prison, you can. And I was like, oh no, I didn't know that the laws were so bad, even for research, it was prohibited. So for me, it always stuck in the back of my mind because women who are suffering from breast cancer, it helped with their symptoms. And it was well documented, even today. And so as I continued in my journey as a scientist, and then I went to school for my MBA, and then I said, I'm going into the business of cannabis. And that's how I started with my first dispensary in Washington, D.C., the National Holistic Healing Center, where we believe that we are healing people.
Everything I know about your work with that dispensary is the way that everyone talks about it is that, of course, you're providing this beautiful service to the community. You're also doing it in a sort of a model way. You're modeling what it could look like. Can you say a little bit more about that experience of, because I know there are so many different ways for dispensaries to look like, especially in the legal market, and your dispensary sort of sets a standard. How did you sort of decide on what that would look like?
Well, thank you. That's humbling from you especially. I want you to know that. It resonates with who I am. At my work at Howard University, I've educated probably close to 2,500 healthcare professionals. And for me, education was always the key. Let me teach you the basics so then you can spiral your education up yourself. And when our patients come in, we educate them. We take the time out to find out, how do you really want to treat yourself with cannabis? And knowing what their ailments and conditions are, we have something called ailment strain alignment. We help guide them on their journey by listening to them and giving them the proper strain that aligns directly with what they need. And that's the beautiful story. And once they get that baseline, they take that information and they decide, well, yes, this helped me with my pain, but I need something with my sleep. And because I know how to educate myself and I can ask the professionals here, then we learn how to find strains with CBN and other things that help them with their sleep. I mean, a good myrcene on top of that can't help with their terpene profile. So that education empowers the people. And that's what we do with our community. We empower them.
That was revolutionary for me when I actually realized that I could dial in my experience with something like CBN for sleep, because I had never had that opportunity before I was made aware of the, regulated cannabis that was lab tested and available to me in a market like California. Because I had always just enjoyed smoking, homegrown, all that sort of stuff. So it's so interesting now this, sort of bridging that gap with the regulated cannabis. And how are you finding DC right now?
I think right now, it's tricky. It's tricky because there are a lot of illicit people in the market, and not that I have a disrespect for them. I have the most high respect because of their way that they pioneered and provide medicine to people when they had never had an option. And that always will resonate with me, and I will always respect that. The problem that we're having today, though, is that a lot of medicines are not lab tested. And I, as a healthcare professional, want to make sure we're providing patients with the best source of cannabis. So it's tricky, and that's why I said it's like, 6 eggs and a half a dozen in the other hand. It's like, I don't know. But what I do know is I care about patients and I care about people, and we will do what we're responsible for. And I pray that the rest of the regulatory world will start to really emphasize what's important for us.
Let's talk about Women Grow. How did you come to be with the organization, and as it's evolving, what are your sort of next steps as this new era, I think, that's coming in of cannabis with the new administration? Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So when I went out and said I want to have a dispensary and give back to my community through my education, I didn't have the practical knowledge. So there was an event, a Women Grow networking event, and I showed up. And they told me, you need to go see this person in Colorado, you need to go see this person in Oregon, and they're going to tell you how to do all the things. And I did. And those women embraced me, and I was so grateful. And it was crazy because that was back in 2017. And because they were so profound in my life, I gave back through my service. So I became a market leader in Washington, D.C., and then Maryland, and then Ohio. And then I became CEO and chairwoman of the board. And I just want to open up those doors that were opened up for me. So when I think about what is our platform today, what are we doing to bring life into the organization, and how to help women, how to empower women, we're really focusing on 3 strong pillars, and that is legalization first and foremost. All type of policy reform so that we have a right to choose our health care. We have a right as women to say what we put in our bodies. we choose the right to be able to push for understanding how cannabis works in pregnancy, in menopause, in breast cancer, ovarian cancer. See, we're different from our male counterpart, and we need healthcare solutions for us. This is what we're doing. Their second pillar focuses on entrepreneurship and funding. Women are out here pushing the narrative. They're great in business, but yet we still have challenges with funding.
Right.
We need to find a solution, and we're working very diligently, and we're sharing those solutions through our Women Grow Leadership Summit.
Yes.
But we really want women to be able to have access and really claim the space in this industry that they should have. And our last pillar, but not least, is career development.
Wonderful.
Women need to have a space in the C-suites, managerial, and even entry level, but also to claim their space within their own businesses.
Right.
If you're an accountant, pivot over and specializing in cannabis and knowing the 280E tax code. If you're a real estate, pivot over, develop yourself in real estate to understand the challenges of being in the cannabis industry. Why can't landlords lease to us? So these are all the things we're pushing on a national level to really incite change.
It's so exciting. I'm just thrilled for this next era, whatever the world is going to bring you. Do you have any sort of, I mean, obviously you've got this summit coming up. You've got Brittney Griner coming. Is there anything else that you're sort of hoping to see happen in this next year or 4 years?
I do. And I share in this safe space with you. Women Grow always has been a champion for mothers and children, and we would love to introduce legislation for protection for kids with autism and epilepsy. I think that if you're not going to grant the rest of the world the right to health care through federal legalization, at least protect our children.
Amazing. I'm so glad to talk to you.
I'm so glad to be here.
It's been wonderful. Please, everyone, don't miss this summit. It's very exciting. What were the dates again?
February 17th and 18th, Washington, D.C.
And where can people find out information about what you do and about the summit and follow you online?
WomenGrow.com.
Fantastic. Do you have an Instagram?
Yes, Women Grow.
She's got it on lock.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chanda. This has been a delight.
It's been a delight. But one thing that you said is that thank you, Chanda, for empowering women. And I want to say, correct it, thank us for empowering women.
Amazing. Thank you. This has been another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks. We are here at MJ BizCon, presented by Green Rebates, and we'll see you next time.
Revolutionize your production line with the new Truffly made panner coating machine. Engineered for precision and speed, it delivers flawless coatings on every product every time. With customizable settings, reduced downtime, and increased efficiency, this machine is built to take your business to the next level. From chocolates to gummies, experience uniformity and quality like never before. The future of coating technology is here. Call today and upgrade your workflow with Truffly Made.